Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to discuss a very interesting case study around NVIDIA. What and why NVIDIA is such a big name in the chip manufacturing industry, which companies are investing their money and time in the next chip manufacturing, and what does it mean? How did it all start? We are going to discuss it all here. Well, it all started last year when in October 2025, Claude's one of the most famous models received some kind of an error. And when the Claude engineers tried to figure out what is the problem, they couldn't figure out one exact spot. And do you know why did that happen? It happened because Claude was using a mix of three different chips. It was using NVIDIA's GPUs, it was using Google's TPUs, and also Amazon's Trainium chips. Now, when the engineers started to figure out that what is the problem, what is happening, they understood that the problem was because they were trying to use three different kind of chips. So this makes me wonder that why exactly Claude invested in using three different kind of chips when they could have just used NVIDIA GPUs just like everyone else is doing right now. So if we go back to the 1990s, we will understand that NVIDIA was not even trying to make AI chips. All they were doing was to figure out how to render realistic 3D graphics in real time for the gaming industry. So imagine yourself playing a game of Quake in 1996. For each frame that is being used in the game, your computer needs to figure out millions of colors used in every pixel, the texture, the shadow, everything, and that it has to do 60 times per second for smooth gameplay. And if we talk about 1990, this was a problem we were expecting to be solved by the CPUs. And that is when NVIDIA figured out, what if we had millions of tiny processors working in parallel to do this task? And that's how GPUs came into picture. So instead of one genius mathematician, you actually had a stadium full of mathematicians doing simple problems together. And this made real-time 3D gaming possible. So basically, NVIDIA made this possible, became a huge success, and the gamers were happy. But if we fast forward to 2012, there was something that the AI researchers found. They noticed that training neural networks is very similar to what NVIDIA had done for the gaming industry. It was nothing but running basic matrix multiplication over and over again and in parallel. And that is when gaming GPUs became AI GPUs overnight. And NVIDIA took no risk. They did not delay anything. They quickly pivoted, understood the game, launched CUDA, which is a programming language used by the GPUs, and started marketing to AI researchers, which made them a $1 trillion company by 2023 itself. But while this all was going on since 2012, in 2013, Google researchers and Google engineers found a problem. What they found was that if all the Android users started using voice search even for 3 minutes every day, they would need to double their entire global data center footprint, which is not just costly, but a threat to the environment as well. So what they came up with was, why don't we figure out the math behind the GPUs, try and build something that is a cheaper version of GPUs and solves our problem in real time. So 15 months later, which is a crazy timeline in the chip manufacturing industry, they developed and came up with Tensor Processing Unit, which we also know as TPUs today. And you would be very amazed to understand that this is not something that they architecturally invented. This was something that actually existed in a 1978 PhD thesis, which was called Systolic Array. So what is the difference between GPUs and the architecture that TPUs was building? So with GPUs, what GPUs usually do is they fetch the data, run some calculations, store the data, fetch more data, and then again run the calculations. So it is basically, if you imagine in a kitchen, how a chef works. So most of the time, and as we have seen in MasterChef as well, their main task is to run to the kitchen to get the ingredients. Now, if you imagine this entire scenario from an architectural lens, you will realize that is a lot of wastage of time. So TPU architecturally solved this. That what if instead of fetching the data, running calculations, storing it, and then again fetching the data, we make something that does not require us to constantly fetch and store the data. So it is basically like you load the water from one end of the pipe and run it through 65,000 iterations of calculations, and the output emerges from the other end of the pipe. And the result, TPU spent 80% of their time computing and only 20% of the time in moving the data. And if you imagine at Google scale, that is like saving billions of dollars just by this small architectural change. And now if you see, everyone wants in, and I am not even kidding. Amazon is coming up with Trainium chips. Elon Musk is building chips at a Herculean level. Tesla is developing AI 5 and AI 6 chips. Meta is reportedly in talks for acquisition of massive custom silicon deals. Microsoft is building Maya AI accelerators. So basically every company saw what Google did and they were like, we need to invest in the chip manufacturing industry as well. So if you look at it from a lens of why every company is trying to invest in AI chips, it is not because that is something that they wanted to do or they want to earn money like Nvidia. It is basically that with some architectural changes, and chips are the base, chips are the foundation of how AI models are built. And if you own the chips, you are basically owning your own models. And now if we come back to where I started the story from, that why did Claude use a mix of all these three? It is because it wanted to use TPUs to save some dollars. It wanted to use GPUs because it has been in the market for a very long time. The programming language was very familiar to the developers, and it wanted to use Trainium because AWS is their primary partner. So if you look at it from an angle, you will realize that they made an excellent decisions. With TPUs, they are saving a lot of money. With using Amazon, they are getting into multi-vendor ecosystem. And with GPUs, they are getting also a hang of the existing ecosystem. But in practice, it actually destroyed them. They received 3 consecutive bugs because of using all 3 kinds of chips. So now the question comes that who is right in this entire war? Is it Anthropic for using a mix of all these 3? Is it Google who is trying to gain its own monopoly by creating their own chips? Or is it something else? There is no one right answer, but what I figured out from researching a lot about the companies who are using a mix of these, who are specifically using GPUs or TPUs, it is more about the amount of money that you're willing to invest and the compute that you would want. So if you're a company who's spending less than $1 million on the compute, it is a wise decision to go with GPUs. There is a very good ecosystem advantage because CUDA already exists. There are millions of tutorials. There are millions of developers who have worked with CUDA, PyTorch, and whatever bugs you receive, you know that there is an answer online that is available. If the company has an R&D of $1 million to $100 million, it is good to explore your options like Trainium chips or go with TPUs. So when I was researching and looking at what companies should be doing and why Anthropic made this mistake, I realized that there is something which is going on in the background, which is crazy. If you have read the recent news, Elon Musk did something extremely brave, or I should say, he did something extremely powerful by building his own chips. Because if you talk about Tesla, if you talk about Grok as an AI model, the biggest bet that they can take is building their own chips. On the contrary, what I have is that slowly and steadily, there will be companies who will start building their own chips. Like Amazon's Trainium might become the next big thing by 2027. And why do I say so? Because if you look at the cloud distribution, AWS already owns 32% of the cloud distribution. So basically, most of the enterprises that want to or are spending over $50 million on AI compute already run on AWS. And if anyone wants to switch to TPUs by Google, you have to also move your cloud provider from AWS to GCP. which looks like a very huge deal. And what if my enterprise is already on AWS? Using Trainium is just like a click of a button. And still, NVIDIA's GPUs are going to stay because of a super strong ecosystem of 20 plus years where they have their own programming language, where they have their own tutorials, developers are comfortable, and they're not even stopping. They are making it reasonable for each and every other enterprise as well. And if you see, it is because of using cheap chips or something what Anthropic did. They were able to cut their API prices by 67% only because they were trying to reduce their budget on the chips as well. From a company perspective, this makes a lot of difference for the users as well, because the amount that you are saving from the chips, you're also going to provide more and more features to your users at a much cheaper price. So what do you think about this case study? Did you know how NVIDIA came into picture? Because I found this pretty fascinating that today we are thinking of NVIDIA as such a big monopoly in the AI chip industry, and there are companies that are coming up with their own agenda. What do you think? Comment down, and also comment down what would you like to hear as the next case study. Until then, bye-bye.